could you maybe start by saying your name, what you've studied and your current occupation?
So my name is Joan Lasenby. I started out studying maths, then my PhD was in astronomy, physics stroke astronomy, and then I am now an engineer. So I'm now in the information engineering division at Cambridge University. I'm a professor in what we call the signal processing group.
All right. So maybe to start things off, how do you exactly apply geometric algebra into your line of work?
So I don't know whether you know much about what we call information engineering, but it includes signal processing, image processing, video processing, machine learning, robotics, anything which is vaguely mathematical, computer sciencey. So for me in particular, I started out using geometric algebra for computer vision and calibrating multiple cameras. So it was a really nice way of sort of using both the rotation and translation, you know, how easily you could do that in geometric algebra, and the differentiation of objects in the algebra, which we haven't really covered too much in this conference as yet, but it's very useful. I started out that. Now I also do machine learning, where you will set up the problem in geometric algebra, and as well as doing that, you can have your weights and your biases as geometric algebra objects. And what you're doing, if you have sandwich products, as we've seen, it remains covariant. So if I transform my input, I don't transform my output. So that's very useful. I've been looking at quantum computing using geometric algebra, robotics. So it is a mathematical system that enables you quite quickly to get into different areas. That was a long answer, sorry.
It's no problem. Where did exactly your journey of getting to know geometric algebra start?
Okay, so quite interesting. So I was working for Marconi. I was doing signal processing, actually had a gap in industry. So I was working in industry, doing signal processing, Bayesian optimization on multiple signals from different sensors in Cambridge. And Anthony, so Anthony's also at this conference, you'll see him, he discovered geometric algebra when David Hestenes, who's the modern father of geometric algebra, visited Cambridge. He became totally obsessed. And the only way I could ever talk to him about anything is if I learned it myself. So that was actually the start of it. And I applied it in engineering rather than physics.
That's cool. You've also written some books. Could you maybe say where that idea of writing down your research starts?
Well, it's that Anthony and Chris Doran have written the main GA book. The books that I've got are mainly with Leo Dorst, and they're collections of edited papers that have come out of conferences. Like suppose this one, you got everyone to write down something interesting, you could form a book. So they're my main books. They came from organizing conferences.
And how long did that approximately take?
Editing the books? Weeks. You wouldn't want to, just getting the papers in, going through them, getting the publication procedure is really something I don't want to do again for a while.
But are you content with the end product?
I think I'd like to write, I was very content with the end product of those. I think I would like to write another introductory text myself on various engineering applications.
All right, maybe to move on. Do you still have any goals besides that in your career?
Well, I have just So I'm on sabbatical at the moment, which means I get a term off teaching and admin. So for 2 terms, in fact. So what I've done with some visiting students from the Czech Republic, we've started looking at quantum computing, using geometric algebra ideas that have, just for multi-particle quantum mechanics, that have been around since 2000. But no one's really taken them sort of through to, can it help with quantum computing? So that's my goal. And when I come back from sabbatical, I'm going to be head of this information engineering division, so I'll have no time at all. So I've got to get moving.
How do you exactly manage your work and life balance?
My children have left. I don't have kids at home anymore, so that makes a big difference. They're also, my son's in a different country, so I don't really see him very much. I find it absolutely important that I do something for myself every day, like exercise, run or swim or cycle, and that keeps me sane. Otherwise, it's just teaching and admin and research, and it's.
That's very good. I've also read that you're the lead investigator for the Center for Sustainable Road Freight. Could you maybe explain what that exactly is?
And it's not quite true, because no? I was involved in some machine learning for, no geometric algebra here, machine learning for logistics, which was part of this sustainable road freight. So I'm certainly not, I was one of the investigators, but the little project that I had a postdoc working on finished. So I'm not doing it anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah, which is good because there's no GA in it.
And what exactly role did you play there? I
was the supervisor of a postdoc who was actually doing the logistics work. You have lots of lorries, and they're trying to optimize what they carry, what they deliver, how they interact from all over the country.
All right, maybe to move back to geometric algebra.
Yes.
How do you keep updated with the recent developments in the world of geometric algebra?
Do you want an honest answer?
Yes, please.
Via my PhD students.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I just tell them to just check what's going on and come and tell me, because I don't actually have time at the moment.
And how do you connect with those students where you see a lot of potential in?
Oh, I love having PhD students, and I always sort of like to work closely with my PhD students. They are all far better programmers than me. So, mostly they do the programming and we talk about the ideas.
All right. Maybe a question to finish up. What is your advice to those young aspiring students who want to make it far in the world of geometric algebra?
That's an interesting question. I mean, here is one of the few places that are teaching it to undergraduates. In Cambridge, I have the opportunity to offer projects in it, but I don't teach, I teach classic linear algebra and, everything. I don't teach the first and second years at all. So, being here, what I would like to see is, more places like this teaching. But as for people who are really interested, I think what you want to do is really get a good idea of programming it up yourself and seeing how much easier it is to do things than it is conventionally. And that's when you'll, have ideas about where to go next, etc. And lots of people around the world working on geometric algebra. There's lots of places to go and for further study. But you really have to, convince yourself that this is really, easier than conventional mathematics.
All right. Thank you. I'd like to thank you for sitting down with us. It was a pleasure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.